Good day guys, welcome to RTRC. So I'm sounding a bit bored now because I've just filmed the entire interview and we got it wrong. We cocked up. I took a photo with the Osmo, which was a bit upsetting. But so what are we doing today? We are at the field and we've got a bit of a treat. We have the Freedom Glider, which I've recently had built, and I've got a number of these in stock waiting to go, but we thought we'd let you guys see what this glider is all about. Now, as luck would have it, I haven't had time myself to do a build, so I have asked Charles over here. There's Charles. He whipped this together literally over the course of yesterday. So it's a very quick model to build. Now I'm going to swing this around so we can get Charles's thoughts on it, show you the model, and see what you think. Well, there we go. Right, first off, there's the Freedom. There's Charles. Charles, what do you think about it?
Well, it certainly was quite quick to build. My usual time is to take 2 years to build an aeroplane.
Yeah.
This one I managed to do in just over 24 hours.
That was very impressive. You pinged me a message yesterday morning showing me a photo, and by the end of the day it was done. So what are your initial thoughts about the build, how it's gone together, problems, issues?
Firstly, what attracted me to the model is its lightweight and the built-up wing structure, because I've got a personal thing about foam models.
Yeah.
Old-fashioned, I like wooden aeroplanes.
Nothing wrong with that, particularly in the realm of gliders.
And the fuselage is a nice fiberglass molding, and I was impressed, mind you, just picking it up, but it was very light. All the components are very light. Obviously it's a very inexpensive kit, so you can't expect absolutely everything, and I am a bit of a finicky builder. So I did find one or two things which I've adapted and improved, if you like.
So would it be fair to say it's one of these models you could build if you've probably built a model before? You'd probably be okay if you hadn't built one, but it's probably, you know what I mean? It's.
Yeah, I had to overcome a few issues, put it that way. But I did it in 1 day, basically. Yeah, so
nothing particularly major.
Was check the center of gravity.
Perfect, perfect. So taking a look here, guys, we can see what we got here. This model Charles has put together just from bits from the box. So we have some slightly outsized propellers and motors on here. You can see well, you might be able to see it.
That's from the historic box. It's probably 30 years old, that propeller.
Yeah, but it will work. Now, for me personally, I would probably have gone for a larger motor, larger propeller and a lower kV motor. What matters to us today is that this actually works, and as long as it works, we're good. We're going to get a Maiden, we'll get some aerial footage. Now, in terms of build, I'm just going to go around this end, hopefully not stand on anything. Also give you a few views of the model. We have a relatively nicely balsa engineered tailplane on this. It's held on, as you can see, with a couple of bolts, so the whole assembly can be removed quite easily. Wing-wise, this is all traditional balsa wing, nice spruce spars and carbon joiners in the middle. These can also be removed. Again, makes it very easy to transport this model. You know, for me personally, I quite like the fact I could put it in the back of the car with pretty much fully assembled. And I don't have a massive car, but it's feasible.
The attraction of the model to me is we like going camping, and it can fit in the back of the car. Yeah,
and an electric motor gets you up in the air.
And fly anywhere that looks promising.
Yeah, exactly. Now, I'm just going to pop this. In fact, Charles, do you want to hold that so we don't do any undue damage to the model? So on the bottom end here, Charles has gone slightly off. There are some molded sort of fittings which hold servos, etc. here, but it's been done slightly differently, not because there's any problem with the other bits, but because it worked better with the bits in the box, I guess.
At 10 o'clock last night I was tired, and I was presented with a lot of little laser cut pieces of wood and no instructions, so I just cut a plate of, I think it's 1mm plywood. Yeah. And I cyanoed the servo to the back inside of the plate.
Couldn't be simpler.
Stuck it on with a bit of Scotch tape.
Yeah,
sticky tape.
I think that will do absolutely perfectly.
You do need quite thin servos. I had to scratch around, I think they're Bluebird servos or something.
Okay, so we're talking 5 gram servos for the wings.
I think so.
9 grams. Were those 9 grams in the fuselage?
HS55s in the fuselage.
Okay, so for those of you who don't know, you could probably get away with your typical HXT 900s in the fuselage and HXT 500s in the wing. Yeah. Then again, very simple up on the tail feathers here. You can see we have 2 push rods. These are all supplied within the kit, so you got all your push rods, linkages, everything to do that. It's very easy. They come out the tube guards here and onto the horns. It's not rocket science, guys.
I did swap out a few screws. I think those bolts, nylon bolts, come out of my bit box.
Okay.
A few bits and pieces here and there. It's just easier, basically.
Yeah, nothing untoward. Okay, so guys,
you haven't mentioned the servo mounting inside.
Ah, good point, guys. So inside the fuselage, and I'm going to pop some photos up to show you, there's a very cleverly engineered sort of servo tray which holds the two servos flat kind of on their side, but you don't have to use really any screws on the individual servos because there's a little bracket which just clamps down over the top, holds the two servos in position. It couldn't be simpler, and I think the photo I put up now will kind of show you exactly what that is. It's really, really simple and makes the assembly of this model a whole lot quicker.
It's got the same plastic as this clever little...
Yeah, it's kind of like an acrylic-y plastic. Well, I think it's acrylic, maybe.
It's a neat way of holding the wings.
Yeah, it works very well.
Two barrels in the front, two carbon barrels.
Exactly, and I think through all of this, guys, I'm hoping from all the video, well, the photograph footage that Charles has given me, that you'll have seen a whole lot of pictures through this. It depends on if my video editing skills are any good. They're not that good, so let's hope for the best. But I think at this point we kind of need to get this model out. I have a small quad with me today, so it's nothing fancy. It's just the iFlight A85, so that's going to get a little bit of aerial footage. We'll get Rolf to do the flying because, well, quite frankly, he's a better pilot than I am, and I'll do some ground footage at the same time. Let's get airborne.
Just going to do the fail safe.
What's that beeping for? Right there. Speed controller.
Antiquated speed controller. Okay, I'm going to test my fail safe.
Perfect, fail safe works.
I'll just do a range check.
So guys, these sort of checks Charles is doing here, I'm aware many people don't follow these sort of things, but quite simply, it's good practice. So what Charles is actually doing is good discipline, which is do a range test, check your fail-safes, make sure things work. It's very, very important.
It's a legal requirement.
Yeah, certainly in the UK it's a legal requirement. We'll see if he twiddles his sticks and everything works. All good. Okay guys, well I think that was a very successful flight. So Charles, what are your initial thoughts after having, well, first attempt Maiden? It looked quite good to me.
Well, we were very conservative with the amount of lead in the nose. So
Yeah.
it's a good idea to, if in doubt, have a bit more weight in the nose.
Yeah.
And so I had to put quite a lot of up trim in. I've now taken that out, which is some blue tack.
A big lump of blue tack.
I'm going to try again, and I'll carry on taking weight out
Yeah.
until I'm happy with it.
Cool.
And it's a lovely little model.
Yeah, and thermal turns, all of that sort of stuff, all good by the look of it?
I did thermal turns for the quad.
Yeah.
They're fine, they're easy.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, compared to other V-tailed gliders I've had in the past,
Yeah.
the rudder is actually quite effective.
Okay,
I was
good.
surprised by that.
Good.
Does rolls, loops. Definitely the motor combination is moderate, should we say.
Yeah.
Lazy climbing. But considering it's all out of the scrap box, I think it's quite good. It's the motor's from my quadcopter.
Yeah. Fair enough. I didn't know you flew quads.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, swing the rod. Oh guys, I think all up we have a bit of a winner here. This looks, with a bit of dialing and tuning, is probably going to be a lovely little sports model. So you know where to find them. Cheers.